Hello once again, YouTube. We're back to reviewing music instead of playing music. Yep, it's that time again. We are doing a video review on uh an album that is very close to my heart, very close and dear to my heart. Random Access Memories. Its 10th anniversary is upon us, as on the day of me writing this. So yeah, why don't we just crack on to it? First song, first thing, every song on this album is a classic. From the the guitar playing on this album is fucking top class. Like, yeah, Daft Punk definitely chose wisely to get Ronald fucking Rogers to make one of the best disco revival albums of the last decade. So yeah, points for them for that. And we got Lose Yourself to. No, no, Give Life Back to Music. You got a absolute killer intro, that do do do, with that that cool intro line, which just gets you hooks you into the song, and then you get into this funky chill vibe. The vibe on this record is definitely great. It's a very good summer record. I mean, you got Get Lucky and Lose Yourself to Dance are probably two of my favorite uh summer songs. And you got Pharrell Williams taking vocals on those two. It's great. He does his Michael Jackson thing, but without all the controversial stuff. But yeah, it's just a fun, funky, well written record by the duo, which uses live instrumentation. And yeah, it's just a really good record. I especially love the song, the more slow ballady ones, especially Within's a good one. I quite like Within. It's definitely one of my favorite songs on the album, especially the the piano at the beginning, the piano solo at the beginning. It's leads you in, it kind of entices you into the song. Bass lines on this record are fucking grooving. Yeah, especially on Georgia by Moroder, which has very good arpeggiated synth line, which kind of became a meme because of My Name is Giovanni Giorgio, but everybody calls me Giorgio, where they basically use Georgia Moroder as a way to talk about their artistic statement with this album, which is to combine the sounds of the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and the sound of the future, which is sort of what they've been doing with most of their music. Because they're big fans of rock music, as you can tell from Instant Crush, which was an instant classic when it first came out. And it just happens to be one of my favorite Julian Casablancas songs. He just came up with the lyrics on the fly, and it's still good. Come on. The synth solo almost sounded like a guitar solo, probably inspired by the fact that they're working with the frontman of the Strokes. So yeah, of course you're gonna make your synth solo sound more like a guitar solo. Plus, it also kind of reminds us of unrequited love, or a love that cannot be achieved. It's there, but it's so far away. It's just out of your grasp. Or meeting a girl for the first time and then never meeting her again. Falling in love with a girl but then never meeting her again. I don't want to be the one who will forget. I thought of everything that never occurred. It's a very sad song. It's also got good like cool bass line as well. especially in the chorus. I love that riff in the chorus. It also kind of like takes you to another place with like Beyond, with all the acoustic guitar fills, which the new mix, the new 3D mix does highlight the acoustic guitar fills that was previously buried in the older, like in the original like version of the album. You start to notice different things that you never noticed before. But yeah, there's even like slide guitar, and you got the like more like more disco guitar, but you also got a bit of acoustic guitar, and then and it's also the meaning behind the lyrics on this album are so great. You know, Touch is soundtrack worthy. You know that there's so many like soundtrack worthy moments. This, you can tell that like Daft Punk worked on a soundtrack before making Random Access Memories, because everything is so cinematic. Even when it's like, even when there's no like strings, because the strings on Giorgio Amodo were fucking great, and you even got like a drum solo by Omar Keane. Yeah, hats off to Omar Keane. You know, you fucking legend. I swear down, the drums are great. Also, the production is so nice. It's so pristine that it even works in like it works well in like, especially like good set of headphones. You need them to listen to it. You know, it just, everything comes to life. You know, it's the work, the meaning behind the lyrics are simple, you know, especially with something like Touch, which is basically about a robot becoming a real boy, like Pinocchio in a way. But yeah, it was also the song that Daft Punk put on the epilogue video, and that was when they broke up, of course. So it even has more emotional resonance now, and then you even have Home, all done. If love is the answer, you're home. It's simple words, but it's effective, you know. It really hits home. And the sequencing of the album as well. Even the sequencing is great, because some of the songs are in the same key, you know, that they're got a set of songs in G, but then you also have the last chord of Touch is a B minor, which links straight into the next song, Get Lucky, which starts in the key of B Dorian. So it starts off with a B minor. It's fucking genius. It's just everything. Even with this new like version, I'm starting to hear things that I've never heard before. I never get sick of this album. It is just a fantastic album. The instrumentation is top notch. The last song is an absolute classic. You know, Contact. It's the only one with like what Daft Punk's known for is sampling instruments. Technically, they sampled all the instruments. They took the bits and pieces that they liked, because they gave them sort of like loose instructions. They gave them sheet music, but they also gave them like hum them the melody, which is very funny in the studio. It was all really secret, that even the the musicians didn't even know what Daft Punk were doing, but they took the bits they liked and stitched them together so they sampled real instruments. So they still used sampling, but technically this used fucking NASA recordings. It's progressive prog. It's progressive like electronic music. Contact. It is very much a journey into space, and it kind of, when you hear that like keyboard arpeggio melody, it just sends you into another world, another plane of existence, and that is a way you end the album. And you even hear like a really intense noise at the end, like a motorbike, you know. It's getting more intense, and then it switches off, and you still hear some of it. But before that, you also take a slight detour into Cool Town, where there's a metronome going on, or some sort of like rhythmic counter, you know, and Daft Punk are going doing it, right? And then you get Panda Bear as well, like just talking about if you lose your way tonight, that's how you know the magic. All the collaborators put their own unique stamp on this album, and it's so great, you know. Fragments of Time, cool song to listen to whilst driving down a highway. You know, it's about like memories, random access memories. It's sort of that thing, and they even mention Gold and Silver Dream, because Daft Punk, yeah, the gold and the silver robots, yeah, and you know, it's just a cool song. It even has a guitar, like a talk box guitar solo. There's even like sort of like more rocky moments, yeah, which is pretty cool. You know, that this album combines genres of like classical music, jazz, funk, disco, and rock, and even progressive music like progressive electronic, you know, and dance music. It's all in there. Everybody likes this album. Even people who like Dire Straits or like Pink Floyd can get, yeah, especially people who like Pink Floyd, because this album is very similar. I don't know anybody who hates this album, and I'm just trying to reaffirm the fact that this album is a certified classic and is well deserving of a 10 out of 10. And that has been my review of Random Access Memories. And also, I remember when the album came out, I brought it a few days after it came out, and I listened to the shit out of it on my MP3 player. Oh my god, it was such a great time to be a music lover back then. And it introduced me to Daft Punk, so not bad, is it? So, yes, I love this album. Happy 10th anniversary, Random Access Memories. And we miss you, Daft Punk. But the new deluxe album is pretty good as well. So, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Random Access Memories, and I'll see you all in the next video, which I probably will be another original song, so stay tuned for that. See you. Bye.